Hi guys, as promised, I was going to spend the month of July telling you a little more and a little more about my medical coding program. Again, this is CodeMasterCoachs Medical Coding Program, and the goal of my program is to teach my students how to do medical coding. And through teaching you how to do medical coding, it will prepare my students for the AAPC's CPC exam. So again, my program does not focus on just teaching you how to pass the CPC exam, but my program teaches you how to code. And the emphasis that I always say is if you're looking for a fast medical coding program, CodeMasterCoach is not the program for you. My program is a 7-course program. It starts with Introduction to Medical Terminology, then Medical Coding Level 1, Medical Coding Level 2, Introduction to CPT, Medical Coding Level 3, Medical Billing and Reimbursement, and a review for national certification. So after my first full year of running this program, what have I learned? I changed the scheduling of my courses. In the beginning, it was Introduction to Medical Terminology, Medical Coding Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, then CPT, and then Medical Billing and Reimbursement, and then your review for national certification. But I felt like after Medical Coding Level 1 and Level 2, take the student to CPT and then bring them back to Medical Coding Level 3, where that is the final coding course. I've also started preparing weekly worksheets. So in addition to your exercises that you're required to do each week in class based on the assignment for that week, I also prepare weekly worksheets because I found with coding, the more practice you get, the stronger, the better your coding skills. I also offer more Zoom sessions. In the beginning, when I started this program, I thought I could offer a Zoom session once a week for each class. Have treated as if I was treating my courses when I was on the college campus. But again, that's not the case for online learning. I've learned that with online learning, my students work different schedules. Some work mornings, some work evenings, and some work the weekends. So I need to have Zoom sessions available. If not, I have them in the morning, I have them in the evening, and I also offer Zoom sessions on the weekend. So although I offer multiple Zoom sessions per class, students are only required to meet at least one Zoom session a week. I ask that you meet me at least one time. Now, I do have students that will meet with me. If I offer 4 to 5 sessions a week per class, they'll be in all 4 or 5 sessions, and that's not a problem. Just as long as you meet me at least once. And I try to cover the same thing in each Zoom session to be fair to all of my students. Again, I also offer additional exercises to code on these Zoom sessions to really emphasize what we're covering that week. A lot of times I'll prepare additional exercises to code on our Zoom sessions to just make sure the students are grasping the content of their course. And then answering my students' emails. I'm answering student emails daily. All right, the first course, Introduction to Medical Terminology, as I said before, this course, Introduction to Medical Terminology, must be taken prior to Medical Coding Level 1, which is the first coding class. Students must know the language of medicine, which is medical terminology, in order to code. Medical terminology is a 12-week-long course. It is completely online. There is no textbook required. I do recommend index cards for you to write your medical terms on. I say put the word part on the front and the definition on the back. These index cards are for ease of study. They can go with you wherever you go versus carrying a bunch of papers. This Introduction to Medical Terminology course is self-paced. It can be completed sooner than 12 weeks, but I don't recommend rushing through the course. I want you to learn these terms, apply these terms in your everyday language. And again, Zoom sessions are provided for the Introduction to Medical Terminology course as well. And as you can see here on the screen, there is a web address for the Medical Terminology course, and the price of that course is $250. My next course, Medical Coding Level 1, this is my foundational course. This is the course that I have found that is so necessary. Too many of my students have gone through a coding program and don't know how to use their code books. They don't understand the process. So my Medical Coding Level 1 course is my foundational course. It is 12 weeks long. It includes a midterm and a final exam, and there are weekly quizzes. Again, Zoom sessions are provided multiple times a week during the morning and the evening, as well as the weekends. There are weekly reading assignments and weekly coding exercises to complete, and there is, as I said earlier, a weekly quiz. And as you can see here on this PowerPoint, this is the link to the first course, Medical Coding Level 1, and the price of that course is $299. And I shared last week that when a student passes their CPC, or Certified Professional Coder exam, they become CPCAs, and unless they have 2 years of medical coding experience prior to taking their CPC exam, they have to carry that A on the end of their certification until they get or complete that 2 years experience. So the A stands for apprentice. But after completion of 2 years experience in medical coding, the A can be removed from your certification. Well, the AAPC has approved my medical coding program for 1 full year of apprenticeship status. Therefore, upon completion of my medical coding program, students only have to complete 1 year of medical coding to remove the A from their credential. So again, that's some exciting news as far as CodeMasterCoachs Medical Coding Program. So how do you get in? If you're interested in starting my program this fall, make sure to register for Introduction to Medical Terminology now so that you'll be prepared to start the Medical Coding Level 1 this fall. Medical Coding Level 1 will start at the end of August, and registration will start August 1st, 2020. And then textbook orders will be taken after registration. As I stated in this previous video, that next week I'll introduce to you Medical Coding Level 2 and Introduction to CPT. Well, today I want to introduce to you Medical Coding Level 2. So after learning the foundation to medical coding and medical coding level 1, students move on to medical coding level 2, which is the next level. In medical coding level 2, we venture into specific body systems to talk about the coding guidelines as it applies to these specific body systems. Now, moving from medical coding level 1 to medical coding level 2 is based on the student. If the student is in the full class mode, we move ahead as a class. So if we decide to keep going and not take a week or 2 break between classes, the class as a whole decides and we move forward. However, if you are an independent mode student, then you move forward as you decide. So again, I do 2 modes of training, full class mode and independent. And full class mode is just that. It's a group of students that work together. We do Zoom together. We do our weekly assignments together. We do 1 week at a time, and we work on those assignments. Whereas if you want to do independent, do it on your own, then again, my courses are there for you to just log in and do your course and complete the course at your own pace. Introduction to CPT, current procedural terminology. CPT is a classification used to code physician services. This course is 12 weeks long, and it consists of a weekly lecture, weekly worksheets, weekly quiz, as well as weekly Zoom session classes to review material covered that week. So as you can see with CodeMaster Coach, my emphasis is, although I'm an online program, yes, I'm online, I want to go the whole way with you. I'm there with you. I'm your instructor for the course. I'm working with you each week as you complete your assignments. Now, the requirements. Number 1, you must pass Medical Coding Level 1 to move on to Medical Coding Level 2. You must pass Medical Coding Level 2 to move on to Medical Coding Level 3. These courses build on each other. And if I lose you in one, then you're not going to be ready for Level 2. So take that in consideration. Now, you can take Introduction to CPT and Medical Billing and Reimbursement concurrently with any of the other courses, but that's only after you complete Medical Coding Level 1. After you get your foundation course with Medical Coding Level 1, if you decide that you want to go ahead and take CPT along with Medical Coding Level 2, you can. Or if you want to do medical billing and reimbursement with CPT, you can. Those are the two courses, CPT and medical billing and reimbursement, that can be taken concurrently with an additional CodeMaster Coach course. And remember, Introduction to Medical Terminology must be taken prior to Medical Coding Level 1. So again, each of you should be in now in Introduction to Medical Terminology or looking to register for medical terminology now so that you're ready for the fall Medical Coding Level 1 class. All right, so stay tuned because next week I will introduce to you Medical Coding Level 3 and Medical Billing and Reimbursement. Remember, if you have questions, feel free to contact me at CodeMasterCoach@gmail.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.